We are definitely in for a big episode. It's the penultimate episode of Season 4. They've set the foundation and started to ramp things up from last week. All of these intricate games and chess moves that various players have been making across Season 4, now's the time to see everything unfold. Will Kanan continue to believe the theory that Rock was behind Fame's death? How does Unique plan to strike back at Rock? In one of these exclusive images, I think we might have some answers. Will Lou have Rock's back? And what will Marvin and Rock do about their Italian problem? You really get the feeling that Mr. Linguini is about to turn, maybe even make a peace deal with Phil Russo. There's a lot to look forward to in Episode 9, which will no doubt be another explosive installment. We saw a lot of bodies fall in Episode 408. I'm not sure if we'll see as many in Episode 9, but bodies dropping isn't the only way to make an episode explosive. As always, we're going to run through a quick preview of Episode 9, based on exclusive images and the trailer we saw last week. With that being said, let's start with the episode title and synopsis. The title of Episode 9 is It's About That Time. The synopsis reads, Kanan, suspicious of Rock's involvement, investigates Crystal's disappearance. Rock faces as a result of Marvin's error and Unique's retaliation. Jukebox revisits her past. Meanwhile, Lou embraces his new path. First things first, we have to talk about the meeting between Kanan, Duke, and Rock. It's about time they sat down and had a clear the air talk. Kanan has been running with the theory that Rock paid law enforcement to get rid of Fame. We know that's not true, and I believe Duke does too. I wouldn't be surprised if this meeting is actually set up by Duke, because I don't think she believes Kanan's theory. Fame, OC, and Crystal, it just doesn't make sense for Rock to be behind it. Of course, we have to look at this from Kanan's perspective. If we genuinely put ourselves in his shoes, not knowing what we as the audience know, it's understandable why he's blaming Rock. Whether his mind changes after this conversation is another question. I wouldn't be surprised if he says he still doesn't believe Rock. She's lied so many times, and even though she's not involved, Kanan probably won't believe her, or he'll be even more confused. I still think Snaps and Pop will continue pointing him in Rock's direction. That was the first subplot I broke down after Episode 408, and I titled it Blame It All on Rock, because it just makes so much sense for Snaps and Pop to tighten their control on Kanan. There are only two people who know Kanan believes it was Rock, Duke and Crystal is being held hostage. So even if Rock tells Kanan it wasn't her, he might hear a different story from Snaps and Pop. And who would he believe? Rock, who has lied to him over and over, or Snaps and Pop? We've also got Kanan and Duke at his new apartment. Kanan is on the phone. Let's not forget, Crystal is gone. She's being held hostage right now, which will confuse Kanan even more. He wants to know what happened to Fame, OC, and now Crystal. I think he'll realize that Crystal hasn't reached her destination, which could really send him over the edge. I do hope she survives, but the situation looks grim. Not everyone has to die in the Power universe, but who knows, one can only hope. As for Duke, we've got Aisha returning to New York. We know she goes to college in Atlanta because Duke visited her back in Episode 402. But now she's back, and I always get a bad feeling when innocent civilians show up. People getting caught in the crossfire is a recurring theme in Power. I hope Aisha doesn't become one of those victims. We see her and Duke sharing a moment over dessert before being interrupted by Detective Garcia. It is unclear why Garcia has chosen to inquire about Duke above all others. I think we're getting at least two scenes between Garcia and Duke because in the trailer, Duke is wearing a hoodie and different clothes. I expect Garcia to play a bigger role in Episodes 9 and 10 as his investigation picks up. Earlier in the week, I suggested Duke might feed him false information. She's done it before. She'll probably have to tell Rock that Garcia approached her. So let's see what he shows her and how she handles this pest, because he looks like he means business. Now, to Rock and Marvin, they've got a lot of problems. One of the biggest is Early Tyler. Rock asked Marvin to get rid of both Londell and Early Tyler, but Marvin left Early alive. That was a big mistake. What's stopping Early from backstabbing Marvin now? Stefano seemed disappointed in Marvin back in episode 408. Something tells me he already knows, and even if he doesn't yet, it's likely that he will soon. He may try to play Marvin against Rock. You're loyal to your family, I'm loyal to mine. Stefano even told Rock that Marvin talked about replacing her. Rock, on the other hand, is unlikely to put her faith in the Italians over her own brother, regardless of how badly Marvin messes up. She knows how these guys operate. Nice try, Stefano, but I doubt Rock will fall for it. Still, time is ticking for Mr. Linguini. Rock and her crew know they need to act before he forms an alliance with Phil Russo. If that happens in episode 9 or 10, Rock and the Thomases will be in serious trouble. That's why I think Lou's timing with his dark turn is perfect. We've talked about Lou over the past 2 weeks, how he'd get back in the game, and I think there's no better time than now. Rock's facing problems from Unique, Stefano's mind games, snaps and pop shifting blame, and a potential peace deal between Stefano and Phil Russo. Plus, there's the transportation issue with David and Marvin's mistakes. Back to the synopsis, there's going to be fallout from Marvin's latest error. Lou's return in episode 408 signals his dark turn is back, and I think we'll see a key scene with both Rock and Lou soon based on their outfits. Over to Unique and Etone, we're finally going to see Lamar Jackson as Etone. I think he's introduced to Unique through Akbar. We see him at Unique's tailor shop and also with a gun in hand in a trailer scene. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops a body in this episode. Who he's pointing the gun at, or whether he pulls the trigger, is anyone's guess. But his character is described as ruthless, no nonsense. You don't want to be on his bad side. He probably enters with a bang. Elsewhere, law enforcement is looking into Kenyatta and Julius's deaths. They'll question Lou and Barilla at the studio. Marvin's in action again, possibly dropping another body. That red car under heavy gunfire. We haven't seen that scene yet. Keep it in mind for episode 409 or 410. I've already broken this scene down in my trailer analysis and explained why I think it could be related to Amber. You can find links to that breakdown, Marvin's character arc, and Lou's return in the comments and description sections, so I won't go over it again here. I also broke down a few things we need to watch with Lou, Zimania, coup, the fame situation, and much more. But that's a quick preview of everything episode 409 based on the trailer and exclusive images. We're definitely in for another great one. Episode 9's in power are always explosive and set up a blockbuster finish. I'm expecting nothing less. I also think this season as a whole has been very well written. I just hope they can knock these last 2 episodes out of the park and finish off what's been a very enjoyable season, at least from my perspective. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you're expecting going into the penultimate episode of Season 4. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.